Hi everybody, today we're going to go through coordinate geometry, the area of a triangle using the formula from in the logbook on page 18 in the logbook. The formula is here in front of us. So let's see how we start. Let's look at this example. This is the formula that's given is the formula how to calculate an area of a triangle given that one of the coordinates is at 0, 0. So in this example here, one of the coordinates is at 0, 0. So this coordinate is at 0, 0. Therefore, the other 2 points we will just mark as x1, y1. x2, y2, and then we will sub it into the formula. So the formula says it's half, just show you the formula here. Okay, so the formula, we'll follow the formula, so it is half absolute value, x1, in our case x1 is a 5, so 5, multiplied by y2, in our case y2 is a 7, minus of the formula, x2, in our case x2 is 19, multiply by y1, in our case y1 is 15, and we have to calculate this. So 5 times 7 is 35. 19 times 15 is 285. 35 take 285 gives us 250 negative. Now remember, absolute value means whatever the result is, we only look at the positive value. So instead of minus 250, we know that that is actually 250, and we still have to multiply it by half. So we get 125 units squared, because this is an area, so the units are units squared. Let's look at another example. What happens if the triangle is not actually at 0, 0? That means all the 3 coordinates are random somewhere else. So in this case, what we have to do is do a transformation of this triangle to 0, 0. That means we're going to take one of the coordinates, let's say the one here, we'll mark it with A. Let's say we're moving that down there to that part. When we move that there, what we're actually going to get is a different triangle. Well, the same area of triangle, but the triangle is just going to be something like that down there. So, and then we calculate using the same formula. So how do we do the transformation? Just to remind you, we take our 3 points, 4, 6, 12, 9, and 10, 3. And we decide randomly which one of them we're going to want to move to 0, 0. I've decided I'm moving A to 0, 0. So I'll say this is 0, 0. Now, once I do that, I have to see what transformation did I do. What did I do with the x? So the x was 4, and now it's 0. So I took 4 from the x. I have to repeat this for all the other 2 points. So 12 take 4 is 8, and 10 take 4 is 6. I do the same with the y. What happened from 6 to 0? I took the y went down by 6. So all the y's have to go down by 6. So 9 takes 6 is a 3, and 3 takes 6 is a minus 3. Once I do this, I know that my triangle now, that the 2 coordinates that I'm looking for are here and here, because this one is the 0, so he doesn't go into the formula. So I just mark them as x1, y1, x2, y2, and exactly the same way we did before, we'll just do the same, half absolute value, 8 multiplied by minus 3, minus 3 multiplied by 6. And this is just following the formula. We'll calculate. 8 times minus 3 is minus 24. 3 times 6 is 18, so minus 18. Together it makes minus 42. Now this is absolute value, so we ignore the minus. So we get 42 over 2, which is 21 units squared. Okay, what else can we do with this calculation? So sometimes we don't have actually a triangle, we actually have a 4-sided shape or any other kind of shape, and still we want to calculate the area. So in this case, what we're going to do is we divide it into 2 triangles that we will know how to calculate. So once I find my 2 triangles, so let's say this is my first triangle and this is my second triangle, now I will do for each one of them the same calculation that I did previously for a triangle. So again, I have to transform one of them to 0, 0. So I'm going to write the coordinates of triangle number 1. So it's minus 2 and 14, minus 5 and 6, and 9 and 7. Let's say I transformed the first one to 0, 0. It doesn't matter. So the x, I added 2. So I add 2 to all the x's. And for the y, I took 14. So I take 14 from all the x's. So 6 take 14 is minus 8. And 7 take 14 is minus 7. So these are my new coordinates that I'm looking for. And now I'm going to use again the same method of marking my x1, y1, x2, y2. And I put it into the formula. So again, I get half absolute value minus 3 multiplied by minus 7 minus of the formula minus 8 times 11. And we calculate this. Minus 3 by minus 21 by 1 7 is 21. Minus 8 by 11 is minus 88. So minus minus is plus 88. 21 and 88 gives 109. And we divide it to 2, so we get 54.5. So that's the first triangle, the area of the first triangle. Of course, units squared. And we do the same to the second triangle. So again, the same thing. We take our 3 points. Minus 5, 6, 9, 7, and 2, 3. And again, we decide randomly which one we want to move to 0, 0. So let's say this time I want to move the 2, 3 to 0, 0. It doesn't matter, it's just random. So again, I look what happened to the x. It went down by 2. So all the x's have to go down by 2. So the 9 becomes a 7, and the minus 5 becomes a minus 7, because I'm taking 2. And then I look what happened to the y. The y, we took away 3. So 7 take 3 is a 4, and 6 take 3 is a 3. Now I take my 2 points again, and I mark them as x1, y1, x2, y2, and we put it into the formula. So it's half minus 7 multiplied by 4 minus 3 times 7. Calculate. Minus 7 times 4 is minus 28. 3 times 7 is 21, so minus 21. So that makes together minus 49. We have to ignore the minus, so we get 49 over 2, which gives us 24.5 units squared. Now this is a second triangle. That value there, 54.5, was the first triangle. So at this stage, we just take area 1 and add it to area 2. And we get 54.5 plus 24.5, which gives us altogether 79 units squared. Thank you very much. See you in the next lesson.